Picture this. You're standing backstage, you're getting ready to step onto a podium, and you're about to make a presentation. Your heart is racing and it is pumping blood at a much faster pace than it normally does. Your palms are obviously sweaty, and the feeling of doubt, the feeling of being inadequate, the feeling of not being an expert in your field to be able to share your story washes over you like a storm. Sounds familiar? Let's talk about glossophobia, the fear of public speaking. Over 15 million people globally suffer from the fear of public speaking. Therefore, if you experience anxiety whenever you have an opportunity to go before an audience or to raise your hand and share your thoughts or your ideas, know that you are not alone, and it is something that is completely normal. In the next few minutes, I want to share with you 5 go-to techniques that will help you manage your fear of public speaking. Tip number 1. You obviously know this tip. Preparation is king. I've always said there is no winging it in public speaking. You have to be deliberate about practicing your public speaking skills. Join a speaking club like Toastmasters International. Practice at home with your friends and your relatives. Take that step to ensure that every speaking engagement that you have is actually prepared for. Begin small. Start by contributing in small meetings that you participate in, social gatherings that you are a part of, and start leveling up as you go upwards. Raise your hand when there's an opportunity for you to actually practice and enhance your presentation skills. I always say that the best speakers in the world have invested in practicing their speaking, communication, and presentation skills. Tip number 2, focus on your message. It is completely normal for you to feel anxious about being able to open your mouth and utter words as you share your thoughts about a particular subject. What you have to do is to channel that anxiety towards the content that you have for your audience. One thing that really works for me is to put myself in the shoes of my audience. What is it that they are interested in? How do I ensure that I do not waste my time when I'm standing in front of them? Once you do that and you focus on ensuring that the data, the information, or the content that you're sharing with your audience is valuable and worth their time, magic will happen for you. Now, gather all that anxiety. Don't focus on how you are perceived. Don't focus on your qualifications. Focus all your energies into the message that you have for your audience. Tip number 3, visualize success. And I know this may sound like empty motivation, but I want you to trust me on this one. It works 100%. In a recent presentation that I was making before an audience that was completely new to me, I utilized this mental exercise where I envisioned my audience giving me positive feedback, giving me a round of applause, as well as a standing ovation, which actually happened not once, not twice, but 3 times. Once you train your mind to think positively, you will be able to approach your presentation with the confidence and the poise that this presentation actually deserves. This will allow you to deliver your presentation with conviction as well as with clarity. So go out there and try this trick. Positive thinking, will help you manage your stage fright. Tip number 4, practice breathing. And in practicing your breathing, utilize pauses as well in your presentation. This allows you to calm yourself, to be stable, as well as to be composed. There's a breathing technique that I like to fall back on, which is the 4-7-8 technique. This usually works before your big presentation. And what you have to do with this technique is to breathe in for 4 seconds, hold your breath for 7 seconds, and then breathe out slowly for 8 seconds. So I'll give you a moment to try this technique right now. Let's try it together. So you do that as many times as possible before your presentation. And sometimes you can actually do it without people actually noticing that you are performing the 4-7-8 technique. 4 seconds, you breathe in, hold your breath for 7 seconds, and then slowly exhale for 8 seconds. This will help calm your nerves. Tip number 5 is what I refer to as engaging your audience to enlighten them. It's my favorite technique for managing public speaking anxiety. This is where you engage your audience and you ask them a question so that they can share their thoughts, their experiences, or their opinions about a particular topic. Why do I like the audience to enlighten them? The truth is, we always feel a little bit nervous when we're about to do something important before a presentation. But I'm sure many of you also realize that after the first few seconds of you starting to speak, the nerves sort of go away. That is why audience engagement is one trick I love to use at the beginning of my presentations. That way I build rapport with the audience, and by the time I'm done having this conversation, listening to their thoughts, their experiences, and their opinions about a particular topic, I am ready, fired up, and set to get into the details of my presentation. Why don't you go out there and try these 5 tips that I have shared with you? They will do magic for you. If you would like to receive more resources about presentations, communication, as well as branding, join my mailing list via the email address in the caption or in the comment section. My name is Patience Chisanga-Mayer, your go-to presentation, communication, and branding coach, helping you as you tell your story, build your brand, step out into the world with confidence and ease. I'll see you in my next video.